Welcome back to Key Talk Media. This your host, Key Talk. Check it out, man. Alright. I'm gonna give a shout out to the Notification Gang, Key Talk Gang, give it a reader the same thing for rocking with me every single video. If you listen to my voice right now, go ahead and like the video and hit the notification so you get a notification every single time I drop a video. So it's been a whole lot of controversy circling Kanye West right now because he said he's gonna go DEFCON 3 on the Jewish people. Now the thing about it is this: I've looked at this from both sides. Before I reported on it, I looked at it from both sides. I've been looking at it for a few days before I even come out reporting on it to get, their side, and then also getting what Kanye West is trying to, the message he's trying to present and get out as well. Simply because, whenever snippets just go around on social media, you never get the full thing. You have to watch the full, the clips in the entire. Kind of like whenever somebody gets killed by maybe an officer or something like that, and you don't know whether he tried to strike the officer first, or you don't know if he just literally got, killed for no reason at all. So I kind of like to get the full footage of it all. That way I'm able to actually see and come up with my own idea and own opinion. Anyways, forget about what I think about it. I'm just going to let you guys know the sides, how both sides are feeling, right? So first of all, Kanye West comes down and says he's going to go DEFCON 3. The Jewish community is very offended by this because they've been through something called the Holocaust, and the Holocaust was a tragic event. I believe they said around about 6 million Jewish people actually died inside of the Holocaust, which is extremely terrible, extremely bad propaganda. All these type of images was putting up in the propaganda to make them seem like very horrible people. So when it actually came time for Hitler to do what he was doing, which was terrible, should never happen at all, it made it easier for him to be able to, do what he did to them, which was completely wrong and should never be done by anybody else at all. Anyways, so Kanye West pretty much came out and says he's going to go DEFCON 3. Now, a lot of people don't understand what DEFCON 3 is. They don't even know the definition of it. They just think it's just, they don't know. So I'm going to read it to y'all. DEFCON 3 says, the definition is armed forces ready to deploy and engage in less than 6 hours. DEFCON 3 roundhouse. Increasing force readiness above that required for normal readiness, right? So pretty much Kanye West said he's getting ready for something. He's getting ready for war. He's getting ready. He's preparing himself for something. Now, a lot of people don't know what that is. Of course, the Jewish people don't know what that is either, but they do know that he said he's going DEFCON 3 on them, which to them, it triggers them. It makes them think about something that they actually had, right? Man, Kanye West has done plenty of interviews since then, and he pretty much said that what he's simply trying to say is, he believes that a lot of the contracts that are actually, that the black artists are inside of the music industry, and also other industries as well, are not only just contracts that are just terrible slave deal contracts, but those are also contracts that are owned by particular groups of people. Now, whenever he puts a name on that particular group of people, it's looked at as anti-Semitic, because it's kind of like he's blaming one group for the problems of a whole lot of other stuff, and then kind of saying that it's a conglomerate. It's they're coming together, so it kind of makes it seem like, dang, he's pushing forward towards one group of people. But then of course Kanye West double backs and says, and there's no way that I can be anti-Semitic because I'm actually a Jew as well. I'm a Hebrew Israelite Jew. I'm a black Jew. So Kanye West is also trying to say, hey, listen, man, there's no way that I can be anti-Semitic because I myself am a Jew. My people are also Jews, but they don't know that they're Jews because their history and their identity has actually been taken from them. So they don't even understand that they're Jews, that they come from the direct line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that they're actually God's chosen people, because they're asleep and they don't understand what's going on right now. Anyways, now whenever pretty much Kanye West came out and made these comments, of course said he's going DEFCON 3, he was dropped by Adidas. He was dropped from way too many places for me to even name. I'm talking about all, even from the Goodwill to just Skechers, everybody, right? Man, the Jewish community came out and was pretty much like, Kanye, if you have an issue with people, like call them out by their name. Just don't mention that they're Jewish. Don't, because that makes you sound like an anti-Semite. But if you call them out by their name, that makes it like you just, you're having an issue with this particular person and not an entire, an entire group of people because of their Jewish, because that makes you look like an anti-Semite. Now, Kanye West on the other end is like, well, here's the thing about it. I can call them out by their name, but it just so happens that the names that I would call out, they're actually Jewish as well. Now you know. On the other hand, you've got the black community that was a little upset with Kanye because he pretty much said that George Floyd, the way George Floyd died, wasn't exactly from the knee being on his neck. It was because he took fentanyl. Now, here's the facts about that. Now, in his medical report, yes, it did say that he was on fentanyl. It definitely did say that as well. But also it said the thing that ultimately caused him to die was the knee being on his neck. So whether it was a combination, whether it was a whatever, the medical report says the knee on the neck. That's what the public believes. Now with Kanye West coming out and saying, hey, it wasn't the knee on his neck that killed him. You know, George Floyd, before he died, he said they wanted somebody like him. That kind of will drift off into the conspiracy kind of lane. So, like I say, as far as the most people, especially most black people, they agreed that it was the neck thing that got him, right? Now, since then, Kanye West did come out and apologize to the black community. He said, hey, you know, it's not even that I just have an issue with that or with Black Lives Matter. It's the fact that, you know, the people that was running Black Lives Matter, they were doing some corrupt kind of stuff, and it really wasn't benefiting black people, really. So I like the thought of Black Lives Matter, meaning that my people matter. But, you know, just that organization was a terrible organization. And then, of course, he did apologize for also the net comments that he made about George Floyd. Not only did he apologize for that, but he also came out and said, listen, from the way I've been dropped by Adidas, the way I've been dropped by all these huge major corporations, I now feel as if, you know, they put their knee on my neck, so I now know how that feel. Now, of course, the black community took offense to that as well, because they're like, wait, man, why are you comparing yourself? Because they done dropped you and took away your money from, you know, saying that's how you feel. You know how George Floyd feels. That ain't how you feel. You know, that ain't how George Floyd feel. He actually died. Anyways, Kanye West also doubled back to the Jewish community, and he did make an apology on an interview that he did. Well, multiple interviews. He said, you know, I'm sorry multiple times, but he also said in the last interview, listen, I didn't mean to cause any sort of harm to the Jewish community. I don't want anybody making any sort of threats to the Jewish community. I don't want anybody harmed, or I'm not a part of any sort of hate groups at all at the Jewish community. So I want everything to move in love. I want everything love. But I also want my people to understand that y'all see the amount of scrutiny, not just scrutiny, but the amount of power that particular people have, that you've seen literally right in your face how I was dropped from all these companies just by like making a phone call, that all these companies just literally just drop me. So y'all can see the power of what happens even in front of y'all. So just imagine what's happening behind the scenes to a whole lot of other artists that's inside of these contracts. So a lot of this is contract. Kanye West believes that a lot of black people are inside of contracts that are just terrible for them. He himself pretty much said he can speak on this because he himself was inside of a contract that was terrible for him. And a lot of this sparked because he said that, hey, I got effed on a deal. You know, I got effed on a deal. And when he got effed on that deal, that's when he started to, you know, start calling people out, well, groups of people out, which that, you know, that in turn labeled him that anti-Semitic within the whole media. Now, Kanye West was offered to actually go visit Holocaust museums, and he actually came out and responded to that. And he said, hey, listen, I've done research on the Holocaust. I have plenty of Jewish friends. I have spoken to this person and that person, and I understand that there was about 6 to 7 million people that actually died within the Holocaust. But what I'm doubling back trying to get y'all to understand is that Planned Parenthood has killed 20 million African Americans, 20 million black Americans have died from Planned Parenthood. And he also said Planned Parenthood was started by a lady named Margaret Sanger. Now, Margaret Sanger, she had connections to the actual real KKK. Margaret Sanger was also a eugenics, a person with eugenics that has to do with life and stuff like that. And she was part of something called the Negro Program. Well, she was working on something called the Negro Project. And within that project, they were pretty much trying to figure out a way to depopulate, you know, African Americans or black or people they consider a waste of stock within the American land. So that's another thing that Kanye West had said. Anyways, Kanye West also doubled back and pretty much said that, you know, he believes that media companies and also record labels and stuff like that, he said he believes that they are making money pretty much based off black serial killers. He said they're making money off black serial killers, meaning that they're promoting black serial killers, killing up black serial killers within the music, and they're profiting off of it. So here's pretty much how I feel about all this, right? For one, yes, everybody has a right to their freedom of speech and everybody has a right to their opinion, right? So yes, the Jewish community went through a extreme tragedy, one of the most worst tragedies in the history of the world, just terrible tragedy. And like I said, it should not have happened. And sadly that did happen, right? Also, the African American and black people, right? Black people have went through an extreme tragedy and are still going through lots of tragedies that, you know, and have been the center of projects that's been experimented on. And it's pretty much just like how the Jews are experimented on and going through stuff like that. The black people have also been experimented on. They've got programs in place that were set like 70 something years ago and even longer than that, that are still kind of in play today. Yes, both communities have had extreme tragedies that actually happened to them, right? But here's a big thing that I noticed from both communities. The Jewish community, they went through these tragedies. Of course, they will never forget these tragedies, but they work more together as a team. They're more like team, family oriented, right? They're more, okay, let's work together to complete these tasks and let's make sure we're doing this right so those tragedies of the past never have to happen again. So at any time you hear anybody say anything negative about a Jew, immediately you're labeled anti-Semitic, of course, and they're going to get on your butt about it. And like I say, you get labeled that, you lose deals, you get dropped from companies, kind of like we've seen with Kanye West, right? Now, with black people on the other end, it got to start with self within the black community. At this particular time, black people haven't came together to try to do any sort of just like building, you know what I'm talking about, any sort of building. And you look at it even this way, the music that black people are entertained, most of the black people are even entertained by, is killing music. Is black people killing other black people. You don't see Jewish people listening to music of one Jewish person saying they're going to do harm onto another Jewish person. That would just be ludicrous to happen, right? At this particular time, black people look at their rappers as their community leaders. They look at their rappers as their social leaders. They look at their rappers as their, pretty much almost as if they're their guides, right? Because it seems like, you know, the black youth, they mimic the rappers. They want to do everything the rappers are doing. And also they look at the rappers as their political leaders. Rap, yes, at one particular time, rap probably used to be a lot of political stuff involved, saying a lot of edgy stuff. But at this current day and time, rappers ain't trying to be involved in no type of political stuff. You heard Young Thug saying, I ain't trying to be in no politics or nothing like that, man. Say that for them other people. So it's almost as if black people don't really have any actual real leaders to look up to as far as direction goes. So they pretty much all go to the rappers and look up to the rappers and what the rappers are saying. And obviously what the rappers are preaching is murder, murder, kill, kill your people. So with that all being said, man, peace to all, you know, love to all. Hopefully the world will, you know, come to a better place where everybody can feel as if they're accepted. Not people won't feel as if they've been screwed over by other people, and that the other people just ain't trying to give a helping hand, or that, you know, maybe hopefully everybody and their communities can actually get their communities under control, and, you know, maybe it can be one big, peaceful, happy world. Anyways, it's just a little breakdown. There's so many more details from both sides that I didn't even include, that I've actually could have included. Maybe I'll do another video on it and just like go into like actual detail. But anyways, how do y'all feel about what Kanye West is saying and doing? How do y'all feel about the fact that he was dropped from so many different companies? And how do y'all feel about, you know, just the entire situation of what Kanye West is going through right now? Are you in support of Kanye West? Do you understand what Kanye West is trying to do? Or do you feel like Kanye West is absolutely out of his mind crazy? Let me know something. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about this entire ordeal. I'm out.